Okay, the next lesson up is supporting reasons with evidence. Everybody should be on slide 8. You should have your rough draft open. Now, just going to go over the tasks for today. Reminder, there's a timer here. We're going to elaborate by supporting reasons with evidence and supporting details. There will be a video for you to watch here. Create outline of essay, add in evidence and supporting details. Remember the choice of using video, articles, and or text for evidence to support your thoughts. You have a choice of typing your outline in your rough draft, or you can always use sticky notes. Put reason, evidence, 1, 2, 3, reason, evidence, 1, 2, 3, reason, evidence, 1, 2, 3. And remember, you're going to want to copy and paste your website addresses in here. Okay, and there's EasyBib for work citations, Explore tool, Gale resources, and just a reminder again, put your websites here. You're going to need it. We are going to do an exercise together to show you how to group your reasons and evidence in supporting details together. And then afterwards, we're going to look at it and see if we can make any revisions. Okay? So, going to here, and this is supporting reasons with evidence. Remember, look at the rubric again. Supporting details show perceptive evidence of critical thinking and analysis to accurately define and explain reasons. The rough draft indicates the ability to reflect on better word choices by 5 colors. So today when we look at this, we're going to use blue ink if we make any choices. You justify opinions, reasons, and evidence with perceptive examples and explanations. Effectively uses transitions. And today we're working on justifies the reason with evidence and 3 supporting details. Okay, so the essay that I had written originally, I have broken it down into sentences. So, and the quotes and the reasons in supporting details. So here we have the reason: abolish slavery, allow women and men of color the right to vote, improve rights for married women. So the evidence, I want you to think about using, for this particular essay, I want you to pick evidence from the text, video, article, whatever you use, and that's what you're going to consider is something that you can put in quotes and works cite. So here we have popularly known as Susan B. Anthony Amendment. It later became the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution in 1920, which granted the women the right to vote. So here, I'm going to take this, I'm going to right click, I'm going to cut, and I'm going to put that under evidence. Okay? Rights for women include the right of women to divorce an abusive husband. To me, that would go in under details for improved rights for married women and to have guardianship of her children. So those are 2 supporting details that I would put right here. And then the next one here, working women being paid equal to men. To me, that goes right here. Okay. And then I'm going to go down and look at the evidence here. The quotes. With nearly 400 signatures, it proved to be the largest petition drive in U.S. history till that time and significantly aided the passage of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, which ended slavery in America. Okay, so I'm going to highlight. I'm going to cut. And then I'm going to put it up where it talks about slavery. Okay, abolish slavery. That's the evidence. Okay. And then I'm going to go back down and What is up here? We have another piece. Due to our efforts, an Improved Married Women's Property Act was passed in 1860, which gave married women the right to own separate property, enter into contracts, and be joint guardians of their children. So to me, that would be the evidence, improved rights for married women. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to put it under evidence. Okay. This one talks about Organized Women's Loyal National League on May 14th to campaign for an amendment in the U.S. Constitution to abolish slavery. So that goes with abolishing slavery up here. So that would be a supporting detail. And I'm going to go back here. In 1878, along with Stanton, Anthony had arranged for the presentation of an amendment in Congress which gave women the right to vote. So that one, I would think, would go with the right to vote. Okay. Have evidence, supporting details. And by the time of her death, women had achieved suffrage in a few states. And suffrage, if you're not sure what it is, remember, you go up to tools, you go to dictionary, it's the right to vote. Okay, so we know that one goes with voting. Okay, it was the first national women's political organization in the U.S. It started a drive to collect signatures on the petitions to abolish slavery. Slavery. Susan B. Anthony is considered the principal organization of the women's suffrage movement and gave it force and direction nearly for half a century. To me, that has to do with voting. So I'm going to put it up here. Voting, voting, voting. Okay, here we go. Now we have a reason, we have evidence, and we have three supporting details. We have a reason, we have evidence, and three supporting details. We have a reason, we have evidence, and we need one more supporting detail, so this must be it. Right. Okay, so although the League was disbanded after its purpose was achieved, it gave a rise to a new generation of female leaders and activists. So this one has to do with here. I don't believe it does. It doesn't make any sense. So that's why here we go. It has to do with the Organized Women's League, National League. Okay, all right. So this goes. So then we look at the reason, the evidence, and details to make sure it all makes sense. So we have the evidence, and it mainly talks about the league that supported the ending of the slavery. So I'm going to keep these for now. Allow women and men of color the right to vote. It talks about granted the women's right to vote, women the vote, women's suffrage. All right, so here I'm going to take out men of color because it doesn't talk about that anymore in the essay. So we're not supporting it, so we need to get rid of it. Okay? So that's one thing. Improve rights for married women, evidence. Okay, so due to her efforts, an Improved Married Women's Act was passed, which gave married women the right to own separate property, enter into contracts, and be joint guardians of their children. Okay, I think those all are cohesive. And remember, we don't have to stick with this. This is just a rough draft of our ideas. Now, this is what your outline should look like. If you prefer to do it on a sticky note while you use Explore or whatever you do to find it, you can do that. So reason, evidence, reason, evidence, reason, evidence. So again, you can use Explore tool or Gale resources. So say we wanted to use the Explore tool, and you're going to put in your change maker, and you're going to have your website, and you're going to have your draft open, your final draft. So this is where you're going to put your outline and Explore. Okay? And you can have your sticky notes open and your draft here, so you can put in your websites, or you can do outline here, and then when you start to write your paragraphs, you can use this, or you can go up and down. Whichever works for you is what I want you to do. So you're going to have your essay outline. You're going to reflect and make changes, which we did. And that's it for today. Thank you.